Well, not the flicking feathers again today, and I'm doing something a wee bit different. This is the tie and catch. Somebody suggested it in a comment on the last giveaway video, and I thought that would be quite interesting, a wee bit of fun. So I'm going to tie 2 flies, and then I'm going to take them fishing tomorrow morning in the river near here. Hopefully catch a couple of carp on them, and we'll see how we go on. So the first fly I'm tying is just a simple worm, right? So that's me, we've got 2 worms, and then the next fly I'm going to tie is an improved spork. This is basically, I had a look at John Barr's spork, and while that's not a bad carp fly, there were some issues with it that I found when I was fishing it, and I adjusted it. So I'll put the fly videos out separately as well, but I'll add this. As I say, I'll see if I can catch a couple of fish on these tomorrow, and that'll be the second half of this video. So there you go, guys, I'll see you later. Alright, so we're at the river. It's actually a couple of days later. I tied the flies on Saturday night, and then we had like a cold snap and some rain Sunday, Monday, so it was pointless trying to come and sight fish, so I left it. It's a bit warmer today. It's not as warm as it's been. It's about 14 degrees, which is nice. The forecast was 9. So, and I've seen a few fish sort of feeding actively as I've walked up the river. I'm going to work my way back downstream. The light's not bad, got a nice kind of high overcast. You can see relatively well, but the water's fairly mucky from the rain, which that's a double-edged sword when you're carp fishing. You know, it makes it harder for them to spot you, but it also makes it harder for you to spot them. But looking at it, the spork, I don't know if that's got to be much of a choice today. I will try it, but I think the wee worm pattern that I did at the start of the video is most likely to be the go today. I'll just give you a look at the river. So you can see I've come upstream quite a bit. It's small here. It does widen out, there's a couple of inlets as we go down, but it still holds fish. I mean, I've had fish 15-16 pounds up here, although they tend to be smaller, but there are plenty of them. I don't know if the camera picked that up. I just seen a tail there. So I'll get set up and then we'll be back hopefully with a few carp getting caught on those two flies. There's a fish just in this sort of eddy, and the duck spooked him. Wonderful. So I'm just swapping to the one. The water's a bit dirty, and then the flow's a bit, I mean it's a bit higher than normal, and I'm just quite often not getting down with the spork. In the wee pockets of slack water I've been able to put it in front of a fish and had an eat, but I missed the fish. However, there's just too many times when it's like it's getting in and it's sinking too slow. You know, it's passing over the top of the fish, and look, with the currents and stuff you can't lead them that much. There's a fish there, I think. There's two. It's mud there because you can't see the fish. Yes, there we go. On the worm. It's fucking hard to see that there. Oh. Yeah. I could hardly. There you go. I could hardly see him there. That was a. Till it drag and drop it, and then I could just about see the movement of the fish in the. There's a bigger fish next to him. Yeah, what a good one. There we go. See the one? There we go. Slip it back. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big fish there. But I mean, you can't get him. He's sitting right in that snag. His tail's just flapping. I've got a polarising filter on the GoPro, but I don't know how good it is. It's a pity. If that fish was there, you might have caught it. 10 pounds maybe. I mean, not a huge fish, big carp standard, but big for this river. Right, there's a fish in here, in this wee back puddle. I can see it's back out the water occasionally there, but it's actually cut off for the main flow of the river. So hopefully I can catch it and release it back into the mainstream. I'll extend the bill back. It's a good idea to catch this wee guy for his own sake. There we go. Napped him like a champion. I'll just let him spin up, so about in this wee puddle for a wee bit and then I'll set it up. That was some top quality sneak in there. I'm trying to do you a favour. The hook has come out, so we'll just release him. There you go, pal, back into the river. It's a good deed. And there's the spork. Stuck another one in the shallow water. Don't. Oh, you got off. Bugger. Ah well. There are 2 or 3 fish. There are 2 or 3 fish in here, in this shallow water. You know, that's just a wee slack pocket, back eddy. They seem to be relatively keen on feeding. I actually think it was the fly landing that spooked him. I think it caught a sight of me. Terrified it. 2 happy fish right in front of me on this wee shoal. It's very, oh fuck. It's very shallow. I should be able to easily put the fly on them. Oh, got off. Oh, well. So we've dropped 2. There's a tailing fish feeding right up against my bank. I'm just going to try to dap it with the spork. Really close, like. I use the bank to feed me. It's a decent fish as well. Oh, he sort of mouthed it and then moved off the fly. I might change back to the worm because I see another fish doing exactly the same thing. Just could not get the fly in front of him. some fish just coming up there. One fish refused it for some reason, but that fish just ate it. I'd actually cast another fish, but I saw that one coming in and dragged the fly back and just let it sit in its path, and it ate it like a good one. Well done, fish. There you go. There's a fish. On the wee worm again. Let him back. Oh, huge. Yes. Another one on the worm. Is that 3? Really running, this guy just kind of swimming about in a circle. Quite a better fish than I thought. Start winding back. I thought the backing was going to get the first outing of the year, but doesn't appear to be. Right, the top lip again, lovely. Behave, behave. There we go. Wee fatty, couple of pounds. Good fight. Away you go. So I've just moved about 10 yards from that last fish, and there's this inlet here, and I'm kind of half expecting a fish in here. At least one. Still it can be tricky, they could be, it's very skinny there, and they might be quite spooky. But yeah, I can see a tail. Perfect. See the tail just breaking the surface? Might actually be an idea to make a longer cast and drag the fly back towards it. But it's a bit, you risk getting caught in the rocks and all that. So I'm not going to try to dap it, you'll never get, there's 2 fish, which is a bliss, and the spook. There you go. So that's me, I'm calling it a day. I've lost the light, the sun's getting too low and it's getting too glary. I can't see it. Really, I was thinking about chucking it earlier, but I thought I'll fish this last stretch, but it was a waste of time. Couldn't see it. There are fish about, but you can't see them. You're seeing all you're seeing is the spooked fish jetting away before you're even anywhere near them. But it was a good day. It was better than I expected. I've had 4 or 5 fish to the net. Kind of lost count. I had 1 in the spork and 3 or 4 on the worm landed. I lost another few fish and had another few fish eat, but never get the hook in them. But that's fine, that's fishing. The spork, as I said at the start, I didn't really fancy it that much today, but there are some parts of the river where it comes up onto like a shallow shoal, and there were fish feeding in there, and I got fish to eat the spot there, so that was fine. Probably would have chosen something else for, you know, maybe a fly with a similar sink rate, but maybe with a bit of colour. The wee scruffy bug with the pink tail or something would have been a good choice, because it helps the fish to pick it out in the coloured water. But much as I expected, the wee worm was excellent. Did have a couple of refusals on it. The last fish I caught on it, I had a refusal from a fish before, and then I cast to a fish slightly further out, but then the fish that actually ate the fly, it was swimming up where the first fish was, so I just dragged the fly back and dropped it in its path, and it just ate it well, which I expected. I mean, they like worms in here. It's with the silty bottom and all that, and they really look for pounce on them. Aye, a good day. It ended up warmer than forecast, which was nice. It might be really good tomorrow, but I think I'll go to a different river and see if I can get myself a smallmouth, my first smallmouth of the year, and see where the Pacific redfin are. I'll walk quite a bit of the river tomorrow. Pacific redfin's a sea-run dace kind of thing. It's a cool looking fish, so I'll see if I can get some of them, or at least find them for the next trip. Right, anyway, that'll do for the night. Cheers guys, I'm away for a cup of tea.